So it has been announced. It has been announced. And Aja Wilson was the unanimous MVP. Yes, she was unanimous. I do want to see though the breakdown of the voting. I don't know if there is any where it has the breakdown of voting. It was only announced 30 minutes ago, like ESPN announced it 30 minutes ago. She joins Cynthia Cooper as the second player to win the award unanimously. And look, I'm not going to argue that. At the end of the day, nobody was going to be the person to not vote for her. Like, if you were the person to not vote for her, you would have been doing a damn press tour. This award was given before the season started. But also, she did back it up. She backed it up. Like, I'm not going to complain with setting the all-time points record and the all-time rebounds record. Like, total for a season. I'm not going to complain about that. She deserved to win. Yeah, I get it. Like, people are rightfully frustrated about the whole situation. And I think it's not even necessarily a situation about how she played. I think people are frustrated that they anointed her unanimous MVP before the ball was dribbled. And also, I don't think she's the defense player of the year. I simply put don't. Like, a lot of people are calling her Tim Duncan. No, she's Joel Embiid. She's Joel Embiid. Like, all the frustrations people have with Joel Embiid, the, like, pull-up jump shooting, the whistle, the looking for fouls with no contacts, the everything with Joel Embiid. Like, she's Joel Embiid. And look, Joel Embiid could have won a back-to-back MVP in the NBA. That's not an insult. But, like, I don't understand the Duncan comparison. Duncan never really settled. But, look, the problem is, like, second half of the season, I don't think she's been as good. Like, 20 points against the Sun when it mattered. 41 against Phoenix. Dude, it's Phoenix. You're being guarded by Sophie Cunningham. 30 against Chicago on 19 shots. Cool. It's Chicago. But, like, she had her 20 and 28 shots and her 27 and 28 shots against the Fever. But that being said, look, you've got to reward the historical season. You've got to. Like, this has been the historical season. And doesn't matter how she got there. Like, she's still been brilliant. The Aces have been better. Like, the Aces have been much better, but I do feel with the Aces, I say this in my playoff preview, they go where the others go, because I think Asia's going to give you 25 and 10 a night. It's just how she gives you 25 and 10. Like, she will keep shooting until she gives you 25 and 10. So you can force her to 25 and 10 on 25 shots, and then that's her being a net negative to the team. Or she can do that on 14 shots. But she is, without question, the MVP. Like, I'm not gonna argue. I think there was an argument there to be made for Fee. I think the argument's flimsy. And what, the Ace out of fourth seed, right? 4 games behind? I think it was just flimsy, the argument. I think at one stage when the team lost, was 4 in a row. Maybe. Sorry, very tired. Maybe. And they lost 4 games in a row. But that would have been, had they lost back-to-back to Indiana, I think Caitlin Clark maybe gets a vote. But no, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. Give her MVP. More than deserved MVP. And the only question is like, oh, should she have been unanimous? It's like, look, no one's going to be that person. When everyone's talking about unanimous this, unanimous that, nobody is going to be the voter to not be unanimous. We saw what happened to the dude that did not vote LeBron James MVP in 2013. No one wants to be that guy. Like, the guy who voted for Carmelo Anthony. I want to see. He was on First Take. Like, genuinely, he has been... The guy's out here being interviewed. Why Gary Washburn voted Melo over LeBron in 2013. This is 3 years ago. This is 8 years later. 8 years later. And he is still being, like, called upon on podcasts. No one wants to be Gary Washburn. I just want to see again, when it comes to Gary Washburn. Is he, yeah. Gary Washburn talks with Stephen A. Smith on why he didn't vote for LeBron. Joe Mazzulla. Oh, he's beef with Joe Mazzulla now. But like, there's no scenario where anyone wants to be Gary Washburn. And especially when Aja had that like historically great year. Like when she had the historically great year as far as statistics go. But I don't think she gets it again like this. I think she's not getting it as the 4th seed again. If it turns out that you've got, like, let's just say hypothetically next year. I'm just trying to think of teams that could finish ahead of the Aces. Because, like, Chelsea Gray is not Chelsea Gray. Kelsey Plum is regressing too. And then, like, obviously, look, no one's going anywhere next year before the great reset of 2026. I've heard a rumor, though. Kelsey Plum to Phoenix might be a thing. But I don't think it's going to happen. But let's just say, hypothetically, the Aces go... They won 34 games last year and won 27 this year. Let's say they have another dip and they don't have this great end to the season and they go 25-15 and end up as the 5th seed. She's not winning MVP. Like, if they're 25-15 and, for example, the Fever overtake them, because I think the Fever are probably going to win 26-ish games next year. The Lynx and the Liberty are still going to be better than them next year. And then my other prediction would be healthy Shakira Austin, if Paige Beckers comes, and maybe Deladon might come back, the Mystics to get into that top 5. So let's say they stay where the Aces are, the Mystics and the Fever go in at 4, and even heck, the Sun are probably going to drop. Let's say it goes Liberty, Lynx, Mystics, Fever, Storm, Aces, or Mystics, Fever, Aces. Like, she's not going to win MVP. She's just not. It doesn't matter. She could average 35 points a game. If they finish as the 4th seed again, or even lower as the 5th seed, or they have another regression as a team season, she's not going to win it again. But the reality is, like, look, you have got to respect history. And what she did was make history. And you might be saying, oh, these other players made history as well. It's like, they did. But, like, the WNBA is still in its counting stats era of everything. Like, she's going to win Defensive Player of the Year for playing defense like a Sam Whiteside. So they're still in the era of basketball where counting stats mean everything, where advanced stats, and even advanced stats where it's like you can make advanced stats say everything, but like where even the eye test at times isn't everything. It's all kind of goes with the counting stats. But and look, Aja Wilson's as good as advertised on offense. I just think on defense she's not. Either way, unanimous MVP deserved. And look, anyone saying these are backhanded compliments, I'm not a fan of Aja Wilson as a player. I have made that very, very clear, but I will admit she's the best player in the world right now. Like, I just don't like... I just get frustrated watching her because she could be the best defensive player in the WNBA and she could have averaged 30 a game on less shots if she used her mid-range shot to get to her left-hand drive instead of having mid-range shot as her first option where she is only a decent mid-range shooter, whereas she's one of the most devastating left-hand drive players in the W. No one can guard her in that, and she basically guards herself at times by settling for mid-ranges. But that's not questioning how great Aja Wilson is. That's just airing my kind of frustrations with how she plays. But the reality of it is, if they go back to back to back, I'm going to look like an idiot. But anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.